Oh, the song's just epic. Dry ice is a killer for singers. Absolutely awesome. Kia ora and welcome back. My name's Zoe Stebe, your vocal coach for today, and I'm so excited. Someone asked to see some Nightwish, so of course I just had to deliver. I am a huge Nightwish fan, and I even had tickets to go and see them last year in Munich. We all know why that didn't eventuate, but I don't know. Do you guys want to see some more Nightwish? Because if you do, then give this video a big thumbs up, because this is completely different to what I've looked at before. This is like full on metal and classical and effects and all sorts of things. Let's just get straight to the video.
Devil and the Deep Dark Ocean. A snowy owl above the haunted waters, poet of the ancient gods, Christ to tell the never-ending story, prophecy of becoming floods.
The lady brightest pride, so the incarnation before the creator of
Oh, this just makes me want to get back to going to concerts. I tell you, guys keep on requesting such cool freaking music. Fucking awesome. Love it. So what we saw there with him, though, was a little bit of growl. Actually, I didn't have a lot of an idea about what those effects were, but I've recently started working with an effects and like a specific rock trainer to kind of bring up my knowledge, and also because I love creating these types of sounds with my voice. But what I found out was actually growl is created by the arytenoids. So if these are my vocal folds here, my vocal folds are a ligament that go from the front of my thyroid cartilage to the back, and they are attached to these little cartilages at the back, which are kind of, they're super duper movable. So like my wrists can kind of move around. They're a joint that can move in all sorts of different directions. And what happens there with growl is the arytenoids actually rub together and they're creating that sound. So they go, just be really wary of if you cough, if you strain, or if you're pushing, then stop immediately. We'll get into it in a little bit as well. Let's just keep watching.
His kingdom, putting on the marrow's world. Let him the liquid, give him power. The red iron bomb.
Don't worry, I am going to go back on the part to lead up to Floor's part, but I just needed to say, did you notice how close he was to the microphone? So when you're doing any type of growling, when you're right up here, and I understand he does it much better than me. I'm honestly just learning to do this. But it's really about keeping the volume low and getting right up to the microphone. And let the microphone work for you rather than trying to create too much volume. Because if you try and push or anything like that for volume, you're just going to end up hurting yourself.
disgraceful spot for King.
thought she was going to go and do it again, but in the very first chorus, she went up and like belted that end note. And that time she didn't. So I'm just going to go back so that you could really see the difference between those two. So the first one was a belted note and the second one is not. Okay, I just had to go back to that note so that you could really see. She went, the night! And you saw her take the arms out. So what that is when we're belting, we use the larger muscles of the back and the front of the chest, the pectoralis muscles and the latissimus dorsi going down the back. Someone said so fantastically in the comments of this video that Flor Jansen was like a phoenix coming out of the flames. And it's almost like that. It's like you're this powerful phoenix and you've got these large wings that come out of your central spine. And if you try that, you're really going to get that sense of power through the back coming from the spine. No, not just hanging out from the shoulders. And with that spine engagement, you'll feel it much more acutely down the back. Then those bigger muscles are going to take a lot of the work and the weight away from the smaller muscles in the larynx. So let's just fast forward. You'll hear the difference in that note. Yeah, you can see. And she's going there. Actually, you did notice she belted the first part and then she changed to not belting anymore. You know, belting, you don't really want to belt for too long when it comes to a song. You just generally want to belt like one or two notes because they sound really exciting and belt is vibrant. And then she didn't really need to. So let's just watch what she did though. When she belted that note, it was big and expansive. And then she kind of took her arm up. And then she didn't really need to have that same level of support. Hear that? It was like a really straight tone. And she went, Guy! And she went almost from that straight belt. She thinned out the vocal folds a little bit and then went into slightly more of a classical sound. Absolutely awesome. I do understand that Flor Jansen did study at the Dutch Rock Academy, so that's where she probably learned to do all of these growls and things like that, and then she went on to musical theatre. Did you see that where she went up to that high note, you could really see her anchoring through the back? Absolutely fantastic work. You could see she lifted her neck slightly. Now that's going to help create more space here at the back of the throat, but she's set up for that sound. I'm sure you Nightwish fans out there are well aware that in those and when she's doing those little classical staccato notes in there, you can really hear that strong vibrato coming in, which is what we perceive as being a more classical style of singing. If you are someone who's looking to develop your vibrato, then I would suggest this exercise here. It's the NG siren exercise. good contact to the vocal folds, low air pressure, and then your vibrato, I'm sure, will start to come in once you start getting that stretch on. But it takes time releasing extraneous tension within the body, and then they start to get that little shimmer coming in on a couple of their notes. But back to the video.
To coffin, shall my wickedness be?
Oh, the song's just epic. I love it. There's so many different things going on here, but you know, that's just Nightwish. They're just amazing. You can really notice there that she's flipping between this idea of the chest voice, so thick vocal folds lower down in the range, which is really sort of where we would speak. And then once she goes above the A, above middle C, so between the A and the C above middle C is really where the female passaggio occurs. You're not sensing that really straight tone, thick vocal folds going further up the range. She's allowed them to just thin out slightly. There from the Dolphins, we shall run. That's quite low. I mean, that's like a kind of, you know, chest voice register, thick vocal folds, easy to say that you can really sense that change. Yeah, listen to it again. Clearly hear there that she's no longer in that really pop mixy sound. She's just allowing that vibrato, or I always like to think about it like a little shimmer rather than a full-on vibrato coming in there.
Thank you so much.
That was quite interesting, actually, because when you heard her there right at the end where she said thank you so much, you heard just a little bit of a scratch. Actually, I can't really make much of a comment on that, to be honest. It just sounds like a little bit scratchy. But honestly, look how much dry ice is floating all over the stage. Dry ice is a killer for singers. That shit just goes straight into your throat, and it is really difficult to sing. I don't know how she gets on with that because they use like tons of it, but it is a real challenge sometimes. I mean, that's incredible. That just went through a whole bunch of different singing techniques, right from that growl of the arytenoids, you know, coming together. And then you've also got Floor Jansen singing in that kind of classical style as well as the musical theater. They're just amazing. And I can't wait for them to be able to go on tour again. I can't wait. But let me know, are you going to be at the Munich Nightwish concert when they finally get around to it? Because I'd love to see you there. And if you've enjoyed this video, then don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and consider hitting that subscribe button, because I bring out videos just like this one every single week. I want to see you here though. And what artists would you like me to have a look at? Because I love dissecting a bit of vocal technique, and I can't wait to hear from you. Have an awesome rest of your day. Ka kite anō.